Welcome back, everyone, to Corsace Open 2021. As once again, Fire Rage here, joined by Chillier Pair once again for this matchup between El Dupa and CHICHA. And what a match this will be. El Dupa seeded number 3.
Well, I think this could be, we talked about the last match, and, we had the seed disparity between the two teams, which was a little bit misleading in the last one. I think the seed disparity between these teams is slightly misleading again, and it's purely because, CHICHA is not a bad team. They're low seeded, but Temkana, good player, Apostol, good tournament player, Disaster, good player. So they have, a strong lineup here. The only difference this time is that El Dupa is seeded number 3 for a pretty good reason. They're one of the more impressive rosters in the tournament. They're up there in the those top 5 or 6 contending teams for the the final and grand final stages of this tournament. You got Trev Rasher, you got Chomik Box, you got Exarch, Fleslin, Mistia, Stoof, Tvoyastara, and Tvoyastari. So it is just an exceedingly impressive lineup, we'll say that, on the side of El Dupa. But again, CHICHA, not a inexperienced lineup, not a completely unknown lineup. They have players that we do see around, so they'll maybe be able to put up a decent fight on some of their own picks in this match, but inevitably there are certain matches that you can kind of expect the outcome, or at least should be, in a certain direction. El Dupa is one of those teams that kind of pushes matches in that direction.
We will have predictions up. Who do you predict will win the match? Vote now with your Twitch points that you earn from watching twitch.tv/Corsace.
So make sure get all those predictions in early. They do last into the match for a little bit as well. The predictions go for a while, but predictions here. Predictions on the challenge if you don't care about channel points as well. So all kinds of good stuff going on there. We're going to get into the picks and bans. To start us off, we will start off with the DT2 and Hidden 3 bans.
No one likes Hidden 3.
Wow.
Just as a note, Hidden 3 currently has been picked 0 times in matches and banned 8. No one likes the map.
Yeah, wow. Well, I guess there is always one in each pool. It looks like, unfortunately, Hidden 3 is going to be that one this week. Stark difference from a lot of the other maps. There have been some maps that have been picked in almost every match. There have been... this is actually second in bans, only to Hard Rock 2, which has actually been banned 8 times.
Well, tied now.
True.
It's been 8 bans, but we're going to be seeing El Dupa with the Hidden 1 pick, not too surprising. Pick the high skill cap, generic sort of aim maps. That is what you're going to probably be seeing El Dupa exceed at, especially in these early stages here.
Well, see El Dupa again. They are one of the higher skill cap, higher consistency skill cap teams, and they are going to maybe use that to their advantage on some of these picks here. They have a very versatile lineup. They're going to be able to work around a lot of whatever CHICHA is going to be able to put up in this match. And to a decent point, they basically have a 4-man roster for every map in this pool. And they're going to have kind of that opportunity because of that to pick into CHICHA's weaknesses, because their strengths will most likely be covered over that.
We'll be seeing more or less the exact same bans for the second round. We have free mod 3, the AR8 free mod. They really just do not want to sort of mingle with that aspect. Don't really want to deal with the reading too much. DT1 coming from El Dupa, remaining more or less away from the speed. We'll be saying Nomad 2 for CHICHA. It's their first pick. Their second pick.
Well, we'll see. Again, there is some big differences in terms of the maps that each of these teams are good at and what they control their respective, skill sets in. So we will be seeing kind of diverging routes here in terms of picks and bans. And again, I'll mention it a few more times, but El Dupa does have that versatile skill set. They're going to have access to just as many, if not more, skill sets than what CHICHA is going to be able to put up here. So CHICHA's got to be very careful. They have to be very methodical about what they go for on picks here. They are going to go for DT3, so they will opt into the speed picks into El Dupa, which is not bad at all. I think CHICHA's just picking into their skill sets right now.
Not too surprising, given that El Dupa also double banned speed so far. But it will be El Dupa to follow up with 2 of their own picks.
Well, let's see what direction they decide to go into today. We'll see what players are maybe feeling a little bit better than others, and see if they're going to maybe pick into some specific players, or if they're going to go for that all-around, maybe the mechanics game today.
If we're going to be seeing mechanics gaming,
well,
we're not going to be seeing that. Nomad 4. Coming out, as well as Vinxis gets his map picked.
He gets it done. There it is, Nomad 6.
We will be seeing Nomad 6 played.
Rest assured, all maps have fair and equal treatment in all of our pools, unless you are Hidden 3.
Yeah, that's just kind of unfortunate if you're Hidden 3.
Happens. But that is confident set of picks there from El Dupa. They had those right back to back here. CHICHA's going to get their one more pick before we go back into a few more bans, and then we'll get our last 2 picks, hop into the match, and see who's feeling good on this pool.
Will be that they cannot pick that.
That's not going to be a thing.
That's
right.
not a pick.
Happens.
They will be able to pick DT4, though. I imagine they can probably go for that.
It's going to be interesting to see if they do end up going for the last DT. A stark difference in skill set required to play DT4 versus the other DTs. It's not quite the same range, especially for those speed players that you see all too often. So
we could see Nomad 4 or Nomad 5 rather.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise at all either. I think anything to kind of keep that left-handed skill set, or at least range, is going to be something that they're going to look for today. Again, not to say that El Dupa is weak in that area, but again, this is them picking into their personal skill sets. It's going to be Hard Rock 3 Precision, though. That is a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, that is quite peculiar, given the Precision roster on El Dupa. Could play out in their favor, however.
I wasn't going to question most picks in this match. That one is probably the exception that I would question. I don't see in most worlds, again, knowing at least a couple of players on CHICHA, Hard Rock Precision is not necessarily their main skill set on any of their players, so it does leave something to be said picking that into a team with a lot of players who have a very, very strong grasp on that skill set. I mean, even if we're just talking like singular players, Exarch is an exceedingly comfortable precision hard rock player. Yeah, Stoof as well. You're not even mentioning like Chomik Box and Mistia and all those players that are just so good at that.
Will be the Hidden 2 ban to follow up. Not too surprising given Hidden 3 was banned. Hidden 2 also not really having a fun time this tournament. Now only picked once, banned 7 times. And will actually be generic hard rock ban from El Dupa.
I am, again, I'm going to question that and, at my own expense, but a strong mechanics team, a strong aim team, and, it does leave me just a little bit surprised that they would want to get rid of something so mechanically focused.
Because they would rather stick with the maps that are more technical, which isn't too surprising. They can definitely put up scores on tech maps, so not going to be unorthodox for them. Nomad 3, last pick for CHICHA.
Definitely not the worst thing ever, and again, normally picking into that mechanic skill set is good for teams like this, but we did mention in the previous match, these early rounds do leave something to be said for contention there, but it is going to be Hard Rock 2.
This is going to be an interesting pick if we get to it. Hard Rock 2, that is the second time it's been picked, banned 8 times in matches overall. And it will be Nomad 3 for El Dupa instead.
Well, not a surprising last pick for them. We're going to kind of, again, you mentioned go for that gimmick skill set today compared to the mechanics, and we mentioned in the last matchup that, these early rounds, the mechanics picks are generally a little bit more contested, but, to the note of maybe that Hard Rock 1 ban, a lot of lower scores on that map in the previous match, so maybe just a little bit more difficult than what a lot of players are kind of expecting to go into on a round of 32. But we'll see. First pick's going to come out first. It's going to be Hidden 1.
And I imagine we'll be seeing the mainstays. You'll get Exarch, Trevor Asher, Chomik Box, maybe one of the Polish superstars, quite literally, as they have star in their name.
Seriously. Well, the rosters on this, again, it'd be a little versatile on the hidden pick. Not entirely sure what CHICHA is going to put up here. El Dupa, of course, Fleslin going to come in for the aim pick. This is kind of his zone. So no surprise there to see him in for this one. Last two, Chomik Box and Rough Mistia, are going to be the last two there. Temkana is going to, I believe, be just a sit-in for CHICHA today. Most likely is easily, in my mind, one of their strongest players, if not their strongest player, across multiple skill sets. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Temkana today, I believe. And Disaster as well. A little bit more unknown in tournaments, but does come out every year, I believe, for OWC, and is no slouch at the aim picks.
Yeah, definitely. Disaster's been well known in the tournament scene, pretty well-rounded in general.
So see who holds the consistency.
As we get rid of the Bancho issues at first. That is a real miss from Mistia, however. Disaster does trade it.
Saw a lot of breaks in the last match on this from some players who we generally don't see breaks from hidden ones on. Maybe looking to see a little bit of a repeat of that in this match, maybe. Get a little bit of stuttering here at the beginning as we kind of sync everything up, but see if everyone else is able to maintain the combos here.
And Welter and Disaster on the side of CHICHA going to be missing, with only Mistia to respond to that. Fleslin as well, I believe, with a very early miss, but pretty much not going to matter effectively.
Well, a little bit of a rough start here, a little bit of bumpy. There goes, I don't even know how to say it. I want to say Urkel, but that doesn't register to me. But Disaster is going to miss again.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for CHICHA so far. Temkana with a strong performance, but that's not going to matter when you're playing against essentially 4 FCs.
4 FCs, basically 4 FCs right now for the side of El Dupa. It's really just Mistia and Fleslin that had just a little bit of trouble at the beginning there. Exarch, of course, comfortable on this, and Chomik Box, otherwise known as Ristel, also having a very good time on this.
Yeah. The score lead is already approaching the 400k mark, and that is not going to be decreasing at any time, given the fact that all players on El Dupa are essentially showing why they're ranked the 3rd seed. This is kind of scary.
A lot of experienced tournament players, a lot of badges, a lot of good consistency flowing all around on the side of El Dupa, and they're really going to prove it to us in these early stages here as well as the later stages, but I think you'll kind of see a stark difference between teams like this compared to others on these more difficult maps right here. Exarch, Chomik Box, and Fleslin all proving to us exactly why they're here.
And Mistia and Temkin are going to be, I believe, slider breaking at the exact same spot, but Mistia won't have to worry. They have the entirety of the team to back them up. Never mind, Fleslin is gone.
Fleslin has missed finally, but it's not the miss that CHICHA needed to see here. Exarch and Chomik Box, the 2 combos that they really need to see breaks from, are really just looking comfortable right now.
And this is already unrecoverable. 1 million score gap. Chomik Box missing is not going to really matter at this point.
This is all but lost, unfortunately, for CHICHA here. This is just a massive display of confidence across the board on the side of El Dupa here from these aim-oriented picks. There's not much you can do about it. This is just something that they are going to be good at as a fact.
It is now Exarch time.
He's ready. We've seen Exarch do it before. He's done it in multiple tournaments, even recently and in years past. He's going to be the one to kind of bring his team into the finish here on that FC. A beautiful first play from Exarch and the entire side of El Dupa on that opening pick there. So good for them, starting off strong. We'll see if CHICHA is able to trade it out there. Temkana with the unfortunate slider breaks.
Quite insane accuracy from Exarch, all things considered. 98%, a whole 2% higher than anyone else in the lobby. So we get into a more straightforward pick. Nomad 2. We have been seeing this picked quite a lot, tied for the most picked, actually, with Nomad 3.
It's a good map, it's a good song, understandable. See a lot of teams going through to this, and then, you know, to the fact of CHICHA looking good on that left-handed, the stream type of maps here. You know, we mentioned Disaster being one of their better players. It's a very strong Nomad 2 player. Going to be something very beneficial for them on a map like this, going up against a team who also has no slouch for a DT, or rather a left-hand roster here.
It should be an interesting matchup. Definitely a lot closer, I imagine, than the hidden.
Yeah, you know, I wonder if this match is going to be a question of, you know, I don't think anyone is questioning whether or not El Dupa is going to be winning their picks. It's a question of whether or not CHICHA is going to be able to grab their picks across the board here, because this match could get very interesting very quickly if El Dupa continues to, or rather gets a break point on anything. But as of right now, CHICHA's going to look to hold themselves in this with their own picks. They're going to be hard-pressed to find a break point.
One of the stars from Poland going to be swapping in. Going to be swapping in for Fleslin here. Not terribly surprising.
Not at all. Again, Tavoya is very strong at the good the Nomad 2, the streams, more so than Mishni. So we will see, and Fleslin, of course. So we'll see if he's able to maybe be the difference that El Dupa may need on this pick in order to take it. You know, despite being a strong team, they are going up against CHICHA on their own pick here. And CHICHA, strong Nomad 2 team, as we've mentioned multiple times now, going to be looking to take their first point here.
We'll be seeing Apostle come in as well. the Russian speed prodigy. Everyone's talking about him. 1k PP on that one strategist DNB map.
Well, a strong player to say the least, and strong rosters on both sides here. We'll see. All going to come down to that performance on the side of CHICHA right now to get themselves on the board. You don't want to leave your opponent in these early stage matches with an advantage within the first 2 picks here, especially being a best of 9.
Back advantage going to be going in favor of El Dupa for the beginning here. Disaster with a very early miss.
Well, it's not going to do too much damage, but it will be enough to send it over to the side of El Dupa, given that accuracy there, and they're going to need a seeded break from them, I think, a little bit earlier on in the map here.
Players settling in currently doesn't look too likely for pretty much anyone to miss right now on this. El Dupa just oozing confidence. Chomik Box and Mistia both at 99%, high 99% for that matter. There's not really any matching accuracy on CHICHA right now.
Well, unfortunately, not the best start on their pick right now. It really is just the one set of misses from Disaster there, as he does drop some more accuracy on that stream, but there's nothing they can do unless they see a break from El Dupa, and they're still not seeing one, and they needed to see it a while ago now. 600,000 score is not insurmountable, but it is almost all the way there.
This is an insanely strong performance from both teams on this, though.
Definitely is. Look at
this. We
get
into the last part of the map, we're going to be seeing a possible 4-way FC from El Dupa here. And that is going to be the case.
Oh my goodness.
That is a 7-way FC in the lobby. Disaster, the only non-FC, unfortunately for him with the 1 miss, but wow.
That's impressive, to say the least there. You know, we talked about it. It's the 3rd seeded team in the tournament. There is a reason they're the 3rd seeded team in the tournament with this roster, and they're really going to prove it to us on CHICHA's opening pick there. Unfortunately, going to end in disaster with a break point there. No pun intended.
We will be seeing CHICHA's 2nd pick. It will be DT3 now, with El Dupa banning DT2 and DT1. Should be a bit more... Should be interesting to see how El Dupa react to this.
Well, they're going to need to pull themselves together relatively early in this match here. If you let this team jump away with a couple extra picks here at the beginning, you're going to have a very hard time bringing it back. They're a team that will close this type of match out rather quickly. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So, looking for some confident performances on the side of El Dupa here to continue taking their picks, and then CHICHA's going to have to respond to that. We'll wait and see what the rosters are for this map here. Looking to see a strong, well-known roster on the side of El Dupa here. I imagine we're not going to be seeing much roster switches on a couple positions here. It looks like Trevor Asher going to be coming in.
Actually going to be seeing quite a bit of roster swaps on CHICHA here. Kawath and Welter coming in, replacing Disaster and Temka.
Looking good for both teams in terms of rosters here. Nothing too surprising, nothing out of the ordinary. As we're going to get ready to hop into this DT pick here, we'll see who's able to put up that stronger speed roster there. We mentioned players like Apostol, up-and-coming speed players. Going to see if he's able to make some difference here for CHICHA.
Yeah, 255 BPM. This is the fastest map in the pool. Be seeing that left hand come into play here.
Well, strong left-handed players and speed players on both sides on each team here, so we'll see who's able to put the consistency to use. Along with that speed, you're going to have to maintain it for just a little while here. Fast map, but also not super short. Going to have to kind of hold it for a little while here. Get a little bit of Bancho lag, but we're going to pop right back in here. Early breaks from Urshkel and Welt are not what CHICHA needs to see there. That double break.
Yeah, that is not going to be good for CHICHA here. Still 4 FCs on El Dupa, about a third of the way through the map.
Well, already recovery to do for CHICHA right now, and it's going to start to get out of hand rather quickly if they're not able to put up some combos soon.
The accuracy difference is also not really helping Kiwath with the FC, but not as good of accuracy as he might want.
Well, unfortunately, there's not much he can do about it right now. The overall performance on the side of El Dupa is just absolutely dominant on this pick here, and he's just going to kind of have to sit and take it right now and hope that something happens, but...
This does open an opportunity, but that opportunity is pretty much immediately squandered. Apostle and Chomek are going to be trading misses 2 FCs to 1. If both the FCs on El Dupa miss, this could get interesting, but I don't imagine it's going to. Unfortunately, not much of the map remaining.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Anything can happen, but it's just far too much score gone at this point. They're going to have to look and see how they can recover from this now. It's going to start to get fairly out of hand. We are already going to be at a 3-0. Trev Rasher does find a break right at the ending, but of course not enough too far into the map there. And that's
unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate slider breaks from Trev, Kiwath, and Apostle, but solid FC from Polja.
So, again, that is 3 picks gone already, and 3 picks in the favor of El Dupa there. This is where you start to get to do or die time here for CHICHA. In these best of 9 matches, you really can't let yourself fall behind too far. It's a little bit more excusable when you get into later stages where you have more picks and more points available to you, but when there's only 5 total points that you need to get on the board, you know, teams like El Dupa can kind of run away with this pretty quickly. And unfortunately for CHICHA, having taken the 3 points thus far, El Dupa is going to look to maybe try and close this out on their 2 consecutive picks coming up here.
Oh, we got the Mirage tech pick coming in.
Never have I ever heard anyone say that they dislike Mirage maps.
You have definitely not been in several tournaments then, because I can count on 2 hands how many times people have complained about that.
That's yeah. Well, thumbs up in chat if you enjoy Mirage maps. Show Mirage some love.
We are Maze of Vapor mind blockers here.
Maze of Vapor mind blockers.
You're seeing a fairly similar roster for El Dupa. Fleslin, Exarch, Chomek Box, and Toya going to be headlining it. Kiwath, Apostle, Temkana, and Welter for CHICHA as we get into No Mod 4.
Well, here we are. Roster solidified. Map started. We're going to see if CHICHA is going to be able to put themselves on the map here.
This is the do or die pick for them, essentially. At 4 minutes long is possible, but given the consistency of El Dupa throughout this matchup. Okay, as I say that, Fleslin misses early on, but it is traded by Kwath.
Well, I mean, Fleslin is, unfortunately enough to say, is definitely not the star player for El Dupa on a map like this, but luckily enough, he is good enough to put up a consistent score, and his teammates are going to be able to back up any potential misses alongside. So, early breaks not going to matter too much here. It's going to keep it close, though.
Yeah, Postal as well with an early drop, but Fleslin once again with a miss will keep things relatively competitive here in the early stages of the map. But Postal missing once again.
Postal just not super confident on these more gimmick-focused picks here, which is understandable. It's definitely not where his main skill set's going to lie here, but we'll see. We're going to need to step it up just a little bit.
Yeah. We're going to be seeing still a 3-way FC from El Dupa right now. 2 on the side of CHICHA, with Kwath not too far behind.
A little bit of a slowdown section.
Yeah, Chomic's still holding on to the SS as well.
Well, gonna pick up again soon enough. We'll see if anyone is able to hold onto that section. I think it may start to get a little bit unrecoverable once we get past this section here. We're going to start to get into the map where it's going to pick up in difficulty again, and then these combos held right now are going to be all the difference.
And Temka with the early miss in this section, not going to be helping them at all. And the score gap is just going to continue to increase and increase.
And there's nothing they can do about it, unfortunately. Again, the overall team consistency on the side of El Dupa right now, just far too strong.
Oh my god, wait a second. Wait a second. That's, oh wait, okay, never mind. One of them was Bancho, but Chomic does miss on that slider stream there.
It would have been something, but
Bancho is having a fun time right now.
Bancho likes to mess with us.
And Welter dropping the FC on CHICHA is going to pretty much do it for this pick. Woja does miss at the end, but Exarch, once again, bringing it home. Can he bring home the FC?
Looking for number 2 right now. Good performance today overall. If so, definitely something they need to see continued out of him in this tournament. And he has delivered in previous years and on many other tournaments, and it looks like he's going to do it again here. Accuracy as well, once again. Yeah, okay,
there
sure.
It is.
Yep. 2 FCs in a match. There you go.
Solid scores from El Dupa all around. Oh my god. They all slider broke.
Oh, wow. That is just tragic, actually. That is almost another 4-way FC.
Well, blame Mirage.
Blame Mirage, and that is going to put El Dupa up 4-0. And they're going to go into what could quite possibly be the final pick of this match, their final pick. At the very least here, we'll see if they're able to close it out here, or can CHICHA get themselves into this match all started up on a break point?
This is the Vinxus map buff. So
the Vinxus map.
We could see CHICHA get the Vinxus map buff.
I'd respect it.
Will be quite insane.
One of the better songs in the pool as well, might I add. Maybe not the best. I don't know. To each their own, but it's a good.
I was gonna say that's probably
not the best. It's one of the better ones.
It's probably a bit more personal preference, but we'll be getting into it here. Trevor Asher, Exarch, Mistia, Chomic Box for El Dupa, Urkel, That's not. He's not on CHICHA's team.
Nope. Urkel's here, though.
Temkana, Welter, and Snake Q. Going to be swapping in for CHICHA here. First time we've seen him this match.
Well, if they're able to take the point here, we might get to see just a little bit more of that, but they're going to have to work hard on this one. It's been pretty favored towards El Dupa for the majority of this match here. They've just looked confident across the board on both their picks and CHICHA's picks here, so they're going to continue putting the work in. They're going to see if they are able to bring this one home right now.
I just want to point out one thing. What is this background?
Oh, goodness. You know, if, yeah, no, I can't think of an explanation. We'll let Vinxus give an explanation for the background, if he would like to. Maybe if you use exclamation donate, he'll tell you.
Debatable, but...
Debatable, but maybe. Incentives.
We'll be seeing Chomik Box and Exarch going to be early dropping, which does give combo advantage to CHICHA. However, accuracy is pretty massively in favor of El Dupa right now, but continual breaks from El Dupa. Mistia, the only combo, Snakeu and Temkana. Snakeu going to be dropping its combo as soon as I say that, but Temkana holding the FC against Mistia right now, but Mistia 99%.
Holding strong.
The accuracy is what's making all the difference right now. Mistia is going to be dropping, so Temkana now in the driver's seat with the full combo, but the accuracy from the rest of his team needs to be there, at the very least. And it's just not really happening. But it will still be slightly going over, ever so slightly, to CHICHA. But the continued misses from all of his teammates not going to be doing anything. Temka breaks, that's it.
That is simply going to be it. There's really not much they can do at this point.
Chomik and Exarch recovering very nicely after their early misses. Unfortunately, no one on CHICHA really having a stellar time on this map compared to El Dupa's roster. 500k across the board for all their players here. Or not really. Trevor Asher barely missing out on the 500k mark.
A good overall team performance from El Dupa in this match is going to be giving them a confident win in a 5-0 against CHICHA here. They are sitting at that number 3 seeded spot once again for a reason. They're going to prove it to us in this match and hopefully continue proving it to us in future weekends. As usual, they will be moving on to the round of 16 in the winners bracket. This is not the last that we'll be seeing of CHICHA. If you liked how they performed today, you want to see a little bit more of them, be sure to tune in for future weekends. We'll be seeing a little bit more of them in the losers bracket. But for now, we'll be saying goodbye to these two teams. We will have another matchup that will be starting in about 20 minutes at 20 UTC. Be not sure, 20, again,
that is in
not 20
hour.
Minutes. I am totally throwing everything out.
An hour and 20 minutes. So we will be shutting off the stream until the match time comes. That will be commentated by Dio and, once again, Chillier. This is a losers bracket match between White People Happy and True_players.
True players. So, again, we will be returning for that. Thank you all for tuning in right now. Don't go anywhere or go somewhere and come back in an hour and 20 minutes. And we will catch you all back then.
Catch you all for the non-stop matches back-to-back after.